Hi chums, it's very windy today, but this is something a bit different. I have been inspired by my latest superhero, who is BikemanforU, or as he might say, Bikeman for you. Anyway, he recently, or well, yesterday, he suggested we might go and look in our sheds and barns and see what we had lying about and get back onto our bikes, because we all have bikes somewhere. So I have been thinking about this and I decided, right, this is the time. BikemanforU has got me excited about riding bikes again. I've been watching them for a while and I'm going to have a look. So here's we part of the garden you've never seen before. And it's just, this is down the back of the shed. There's the garden over there with this old shed, and we've got a sort of dead area down the back here. And this little used to be a hen house, and then it was an aviary, and then it was a pigsty, and look what we have there. Whoa, 2 bicycles. This is my daughter's bicycle from when she was a young girl, and this is my bicycle from when I was a young man. I bought that bike maybe about 18 years ago. I'll just get this off. You see, this place is just basically for where I put all my rubbish, and I've got wood drying and stuff. And here we have the bikes. So as you can see, they haven't had much care this last 10 years, I suppose. The reason I use my bike all the time, I would cycle maybe 15-20 miles a night just for exercise, and coming home from work and get out for a while on your own, and it's good fun, and it takes a bit of the stress of the day away. And 15 miles is not far on a bike, because if you're cycling around 15 miles an hour, so that's only an hour. And quite often I would come home and go back out for another run. Immediately, I'd just drive past my own gates and go home, or go for another spin, because it wasn't long enough. So I was out on the bike a lot. And then, as most of you know, my health went downhill. I'm trying to close the door without dropping the camera or the bike here. My health went downhill and I wasn't able to ride the bike. And so from there on, then it just became a bit of a disaster. So what we'll do is, we'll take the bike up to the shed and have a wee look at it. BikemanforU is in Florida, I think. And great guy. He's one of those guys you just know is dead on. And people say, well, why does he give away all his secrets online? Well, it's very simple. He's helping people. He wants to help people. But he's not going to spoil his business, because most of the people are going to be overseas. They're not going to go to him anyway. Anybody who can fix a bike and work at a bike is going to do it themselves anyway. And the tips that he gives them might help them do some more complicated stuff. But the other side of it is, by showing the knowledge, the depth of knowledge he has, and what he knows, if I were living close to him, he would be the very man I would go to get my bike sorted out, because he knows what he's talking about, basically. So we're up in the shed. I'll go and close the door. It is absolutely, the wind just died back a bit there, but this here, a wee point about cyclists. Cyclists have some cyclists have a bit of a bad impression of drivers, and they don't like them, but most cyclists are drivers as well. And there's something we need to remember when we're out on our bicycles. It's the guys driving the cars that are paying for the roads that we are driving on. And I mean, that thing there, I've probably built a sort of a small motorway system with the amount of tax I've paid putting fuel into that thing. Fuel, I think BikemanforU said it was $4.50 a gallon over there. An imperial gallon here is over $10 US. A US gallon is about $8.50, so it's about twice as expensive, and I get about 16 miles to the gallon out of that there. Luckily, I don't do big miles. I would probably, at the end of the day, I would probably do less polluting in that than someone with a small economical car, because I don't go anywhere. I only drive about 2 miles a day, if I even do that. So that's why I'm getting the bike out again, because instead of driving to the shop, which is exactly a mile away, I can nip down on the bike. So a few plans, but here's the bike anyway. That's just exactly as she was put away, and she has a lovely bike. She's called a Rally Amazon, and I got her for Christmas just after we came to this house, and I bought bikes for the kids as well, and we used to go out and have a bit of fun, you know. But like everything else, looking back, we didn't go out nearly as often as we should have, but we all have regrets, you know. I got mudguards put on it because I was doing a sort of a commute, pleasure cycling, and as a young man I spent enough time getting the whole shock of my backside and my back covered in dirt, so I thought that's all over now. I've got a little pouch there with sort of a spare tube and stuff like that, and a puncture outfit, the water bottle. It's got 21 gears. There's a great little thing for a bike there, a little speedometer. I got that put on because I like to know how far I've gone, you know. It has a grip shift. At that time it was probably one of the first grip shifts, and I think it has Shimano gears. I'm not too sure what they are, but they do work very well. So what I've done is, because of BikemanforU, I have hooked this thing out now. So I've already phoned a guy in town here, Tommy McCabery. He's our famous bicycle man in Lurgan and has been there as long as I've ever been going to that town. And I've been in to see him. He's going to service the bike for me. I'd be okay in routine maintenance, but taking a bike out of a shed after 15 years, or 10 years I suppose, and putting it in the road, I want to make sure the brake cables are okay, and I'll get those replaced if need be. And a practiced eye looking over the bike could maybe spot something that I would miss. The reason I'm being so particular is because of my health. The doctors told me I wasn't allowed to drive motorbikes anymore, because if it came off I'd be killed, basically because of my own internal structure is not good anymore in terms of bone density and stuff. So I don't want to come off a bicycle either, because it's the impact thing's not going to do me any good. But I do need to get back out on the bike to get fitter again. I've lost a huge amount of weight. I've lost over 120 pounds in the last couple of years just by slowly taking weight off, but I actually put some on over the summer accidentally because I wasn't doing much. The weather was so bloody awful here. I couldn't get out to do anything. So I want to get back out on the bike just to get trimmed back up again. I was about 300 and something, 340 pounds. No, I wasn't. I was 320, and then I went down to 180, and I'm about 200 now. So it's not too bad, you know. And I'm over 6 foot tall, so it's not too bad. But I still want to get that 20 or 30 pounds off to get me back to 175. Is usually about what I feel right at, you know. So there we are, folks. There's the bike, and BikemanforU. Thank you very much. You have inspired me to get back on the road again. Folks, I'm going to put a link down here to BikemanforU's channel because he's a great guy. He gives a lot of good advice and he's good fun. Okay, so the next time you see this bike will be after I've cleaned it. I'm not going to bring it into a repair shop like this. I've got a wee bit of pride left, you know. So after I clean it up and it's been serviced, I'll let you see it then, and we'll see if you notice any difference. I'll just give you a view from the other side. Look, everything's just awful. Just pure filth and dirt all over it. Isn't that a shame to allow a lovely bicycle to get into that state? But the main thing is I'm taking it out of that state. There's 3 grips and 3 shifts on the other side. As I said, 21 speed. There's three in the front and 7 in the back. So there you are, folks. That's her, and once she's been fixed up. If any of you are wondering what's all this stuff here going on in the background, these are going to be Christmas trees. My daughter's doing a craft fair over in England, and she asked me would I give her some wood turn stuff. So what I do is, most of this is cherry. I turn the rough shape of the tree and then let it sit for a couple of weeks so that it dries out, and I'll know if it's going to split or not. And it don't have to be turned completely, just to get the basic shape. And I've been very pleased. There's no splits anywhere in that stuff so far. So it's quite dry. I can feel the weight of it. It's lightened up in the last couple of days. And there'll be these ones here. The cylinders are going to be snowmen. So we've had to round those off as well, and they're all holding up all right as well. So I'm trying to get her, say, 70 or 80 different pieces for this craft show, and we'll see how it gets on. She does another type of craft, and she's all excited. It's her first ever show. So there you are, folks. How long's this now? 9 minutes. That's awful. But once again, BikemanforU.com is his site. Incidentally, he will sell stuff over the internet, and I am going to buy lights off him because I can't get the lights here, and I've been impressed with what I see. So I'll be getting in touch with him later on about lights and stuff. So I'm not getting any kickback for this or anything else. I'm just really impressed with a really good guy who's good fun and is willing to help people out. So there you are, folks. One Raleigh Amazon in distress. hopefully will turn out nice. Okay, all the best now. Bye bye.